Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jerry, and this is the Simply Cyber Report powered by LimaCharlie, the top cyber news stories you need to know about right now. If you or one of your clients is using the WooCommerece Gift Cards Premium WordPress plugin, you may want to grab a pen and paper. The plugin has a vulnerability with a CVSS score of 9.8 actively being exploited in the wild. The vuln, which is tracked as CVE 2022-45359, has earned every bit of its 9.8 score, allowing unauthenticated attackers to upload files, including web shells. Once a threat actor gets access to the system, they then perform a full system takeover attack, which is a terrible day for any business owner depending on their web ops as part of their business operations. The issue is twofold here with the plugin, running with too high a permission and allowing cross-site request forgery. As mentioned, this is being actively exploited given its ease of exploitation, and defenders will notice unexpected post requests from unknown IP addresses in their web logs if under attack. Is AI going to replace cybercriminals? I joke, but Intel is showing automation is making threat actors even more dangerous. Fin7, the well-known hacking group that started with financial cybercrime, including cashing out ATMs, has developed an automated tool called Checkmarks. Checkmarks is designed to auto-attack Microsoft Exchange systems, perform post-exploitation actions, and grab enough data to allow Fin7 to understand their victims. Checkmarks leverages multiple known Exchange vulnerabilities, including the well-known proxy shell, to gain access and then elevate privileges on the Exchange servers. Once on, internal scans are performed and additional endpoints are exploited and have web shells put on them via PowerShell deployment. SQL Map is part of the toolset to discover valuable databases and exfil data of interest. Now, what's an interesting maturation of threat actor behavior here, Fin7 will compromise any and all Exchange servers that it can and collect data. Then it has a team of humans in a second phase review all the data to determine what businesses it belongs to, how much revenue that business makes, and several other factors that weigh in to determine if they will actually move forward with a ransomware attack or not. The TLDR here is to either urge management or your client's management that on-prem Exchange is not a good practice in today's day, and at a minimum, patching for these most recent well-known publicized Exchange vulnerabilities. It is also possible if your company isn't financially performing well, Fin7 will skip over you for not being worth it. It's not a strategy I would recommend though, but I do like to be comprehensive with the options. Analyzing malware and getting frustrated by it. Research from Trend Micro is showing that our old friend Raspberry Robin has a new feature and security researchers aren't going to like it. The USB-delivered Raspberry Robin malware is designed to infect a system for ultimately being sold by initial access brokers. Like typical malware, the authors heavily obfuscate the code to make it difficult to understand what the code's actually doing. This version of Raspberry Robin, though, has two payloads, one designed to be discovered if the malware believes it's being analyzed in a sandbox. Now, I appreciate the level of effort the authors went through to make this fake payload look legit, including looking at the registry on startup to check for infection, pulling down an adware named browserassist. This payload has shellcode and a PE file format where the MZ magic bytes have been removed to kind of hide that it's a Windows executable. The actual payload, though, is obfuscated even further in the malware and contains an embedded Tor client for communication. Also, it installs two different registry persistent mechanisms to be extra sticky. I know in my hobbyist malware analysis activities, if I spent an hour pulling this malware apart and found the fake PE and the call to browserassist, I'd think I'd figured it out and would document my results and move on. So be mindful of your malware out there that it could have a hidden payload that you're not seeing. For our final story today, threat actors are using HTML smuggling techniques to slide Qbot malware into victim environments. And what is the first story in a long time that uses images in a cybersecurity event that wasn't steganography? Criminals are embedding JavaScript that builds Qbot malware on demand into scalable vector graphics, or SVG, images, then placing those images in HTML files, which are then attached to phishing emails. SVG file formats leverage XML. The XML that SVG uses allows for script tags to be placed inside the file. Victims are tricked into opening the HTML attachment via classic social engineering techniques, and then the browser renders the HTML file, which in turn processes the SVG file for display, including processing the script tags, which is where the threat actors jam up a bunch of JavaScript. When the script is executed, it creates a password-protected zip file where the password is displayed to the victim in the HTML file that they just opened. And when they enter the password, into the archive extracts an ISO file and introduces the Qbot malware to the machine. Now, adding insult to the injury, Qbot spreads by compromising the email client running on the victim machine to reply to an active email thread with the original malicious SVG embedded HTML file. Pretty nasty business. Remember to check out simplycyber.io/streams to get longer form, deeper dive briefings every weekday morning. I'm Gerald Ozier from Simply Cyber. Consider yourself armed with knowledge.